Welcome back to Your Magical Midlife, the no BS podcast for unconventional women ready to ditch the shoulds and claim their wild and wise selves. I'm Kate Higgins, your host. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and coach with 25 years of walking women through the chaos, blending my clinical grit with spiritual fire. As women, we walk through 4 distinct portals in our lifetime: the maiden, the mother, the empress, and the crone. Each one brings us wounds to heal and gifts to unpack. This podcast explores all the midlife themes: change, the change, caring for aging parents, unpacking the grief of aging, our shifting identity, and aging with agency, joy, and rebellion. I'm here to help you heal the wounds, flip the scripts, and step into your life that's been waiting for you. Let's get real, raw, gritty, and unleash some magic. This episode celebrates a major milestone for me. This is my 100th episode, and I can hardly believe I made it this far. I started this podcast 3 years ago, right after I quit my corporate job, kind of impulsively, to be honest. And when I first started recording, I was very precious about it. I had a whole setup. I had an official microphone and a clamp and a whole complicated setup that was really annoying to put together and to take apart. And I had one of those covers for the microphone that was supposed to soften my P's and make me sound crisper. And I was just really fussy about it. And I used to go into my closet and put a cushion on the floor and a cushion behind me and a cushion on either side of me and curl up and cosplay being this professional broadcaster, because I thought that this podcast could only be good if it was like really professional and really polished and sounded perfect every single time. And I thought I had to be absolutely consistent. I thought I had to do an episode every single week or the wheels would fall off the whole operation. Over time, I got a little looser. Sometimes I would record sitting in my car. Sometimes I would record sitting on my bed like I am right now. And one time when my dad was really sick and I was up in Delaware, I recorded a very messy episode where I was just walking on this trail behind the Harrisburg airport because my flight was delayed, and I realized in a panic that I didn't have anything uploaded for that week. And I just walked in the woods and recorded, and it was so imperfect and so messy, and the rain was hitting the phone and it was really loud. And if you listened to that episode and you made it all the way through, thank you. So here I am 3 years later, sitting on my bed, pontificating into my little microphone, which is sitting in my hand. And I just want to thank you for being along for the ride. I know that this podcast has kind of been all over the place. There have been episodes where I've pulled cards. There have been episodes where I've had on guests. There have been long, long breaks where I have not recorded anything. I am so grateful that you are still here with me. I really appreciate you. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for listening to my random babble, musing on aging, to my rants about what it means to be a woman in midlife, what it means to age in this culture. I really appreciate that you've listened to me, and you've listened to me so consistently, and that has given me the courage to keep going. Thank you. What I've learned the most from being here with you is that putting something out into the world that is raw and imperfect and not that edited is actually where I want to be at this stage of my life. And I think that it's part of the authenticity and the unmasking that comes with being fully, solidly in midlife, in my Empress era, and 50-fucking-5. I feel like I'm finally at the point in my life where I don't need to prove myself. I can show up and trust that sharing the real me is more than enough, and I don't have to perform, and I don't have to pretend, and I don't have to prove anything anymore. And that feels really good. And I'm finally there. It's taken me a whole lifetime to get here. And there are times where I'm still working on it, and I still have to remind myself that perfection is an illusion. Perfection is not the goal. Perfection isn't even possible. And I think that's hard for a lot of women. I don't know. Aren't you done working on yourself? Aren't you just ready to be and to know that everything about you that is imperfect is actually the most beautiful things about you? That's something really beautiful to marinate in as a woman in your 50s. Being is better than being perfect, and that we are all temporary. Life is so short. Life is so ephemeral, and that's what makes life beautiful. I'm so grateful for the women who keep showing up here. I'm so grateful for the listeners who have not given up on me, who still tune in, who still download, who still listen on their walks, or while they're driving, or while they're doing their dishes. I'm so grateful for all those women. And I hope that I have another 100 episodes in me. And heads up, I have a retreat coming up in February of 2027. And I'm really excited to tell you all about that in September when the doors open and registration is available for you. I've discovered so much about myself as I have been recording this podcast, and I appreciate that you have been along for the ride. So cheers to 100 episodes. Thank you so much for being here. If you are interested in my work and my retreats and my events, check out my website, and I will talk to you next week. That's it for today, my love. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Please give me a follow on Instagram and Substack at Your Magical Midlife, and check out my website, yourmagicalmidlife.com, for offerings, retreats, workshops, and to book Craft Your Crown at your event. I'll talk to you soon. Have a beautiful week.